to see you. And I'm so glad that you clicked on this video. I am so sorry that I couldn't make videos in a couple of days. Not a couple, a lot of days. Here's why. I'm in 4th grade and I'm now in intermediate school. Assignments start coming more, and I also have to take care of my little sister. And I'm sure you've seen some videos about her. Anyways, today's topic is about hurricanes. So let me share my screen and let's get started. Hurricane. Hurricane came from the name Hunraken. Hunraken is the name for ancient Mayan god of big winds. Some Native Americans also call it Hunraken. Then it changed over time into hurricane. What is a hurricane? Well, hurricanes are cyclonic storms, which means they rotate or spin around a calm center. Here is a hurricane. Whoa! This is the eye, which is the calm center, and everything spins around the calm center. The hurricanes are the most violent storms on Earth. Tropical storm. Hurricanes are basically tropical storms. Now, what are tropical storms? Tropical storms form near the equator, over warm ocean waters. Now, an equator is an imaginary line which goes around Earth. Like, you see this red line? That is the middle of the Earth, which is the equator is in the middle of the Earth, which is an imaginary line. Let's say it that way. Now, how does a hurricane form? Well, to form a hurricane, sun must heat the water to a temperature at least 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 26 degrees Celsius. And the water needs to be at least 200 feet or 60 meters deep. Hurricanes, typhoons, and cyclones. These storms are exactly the same type, but are given different names depending on where they're formed. If they're formed in the North Atlantic, Northeast Pacific, and Central North Pacific, they're called hurricanes. If they form over Northwest Pacific Ocean, they're called typhoons. If they form over the South Pacific and Indian Ocean, yes, they're called cyclones. So over here, they're called hurricanes. Over here, they're called cyclones. And over here, they're typhoons. The hurricane formation. Step 1. The sun warms the ocean to 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 26 degrees Celsius. The ocean water evaporates caused by the heat from the sun. The evaporating water forms a cloud of warm, moist air that moves upward. As the warm, moist air rises, more air rushes in to replace it. This air is also heated and moistened by the ocean surface. It begins to rise and form clouds, heating the air around it. Step 4. Eventually, a large mass of warm, moist air with rain clouds is formed over the ocean. The warm air expands and becomes less dense and lighter and forms an area of low pressure. Step 5. More warm, moist air rushes in from the ocean surface. The air begins to spin because of the rotation of the Earth. The air goes faster and faster as it spins inward. Step 6. The whole storm is now spinning like a top. It is carried across the ocean by the wind. As it moves across the warm ocean waters, it will continue to become stronger and stronger. Also, for it to be fully known as a hurricane, it has to be at least 74, its wind speed should be at least 74 miles per hour, and it should last at least 10 minutes long. Step 7. Finally, it moves over land or cold water. It loses its fuel source, which is warm ocean air, and it begins to die out. Here is a hurricane. Here are the parts of a hurricane. This is called the eye. What is the eye? The eye is the center of the hurricane. The average diameter is 20 to 40 miles. The entire storm rotates around the eye. Inside the eye, the wind is calm. The skies are clear, and the air pressure is very low. This is the eye wall. The eye wall surrounds the eye. It can be anywhere from 5 to 30 miles wide. It is the most damaging winds and heaviest rains are found in the eye wall. Here are the rain bands, which surround the eye wall. Rain bands are series of dense clouds that spiral around the eye wall. They give hurricanes a pinwheel appearance. These dense bands of thunderstorm spiral slowly counterclockwise. As you can see, it's moving this way. Counterclockwise means the opposite of how a clock moves. Usually a clock moves this way, but counterclockwise would be this way. They range in width from few miles to tens of miles, and they are 50 to 300 miles long. The categories of a hurricane. Categories of a hurricane, they are measured by the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane Wind Scale. It's developed by Herbert Saffir and Robert Simpson in 1971. And Robert Simpson at that time was the director of the National Hurricane Center. Here are the categories. Category 1. Wind speed is 74 to 95 miles per hour. And its wind speed in kilometers per hour is 119 to 153. Its damage is a little damage, power cuts, and some broken branches. Its storm surge, or how much feet it is 4 to 5. Category 2. Its wind speed is 96 to 110 miles per hour. Its wind speed in kilometers per hour is 154 to 177 kilometers per hour. Its damage is some more damage. Category 3. Now, Category 3 wind speed is 111 to 130 miles per hour. Category 3 wind speed in kilometers per hour is 178 to 208 kilometers per hour. Its damage is well-built homes suffer major damage. Its storm surge, or feet, is 9 to 12. Now, Category 4. Its categories for wind speed in miles is 131 and 155 miles per hour. Category 4 wind speed in kilometers per hour is 209 to 251 kilometers per hour. Its damage is severe damage to well-built homes. And some trees even blow over. Category 5. Category 5 wind speed is more than 155 miles per hour. Category 5 wind speed in kilometers per hour is more than 251. Its damage is extremely bad. Many buildings destroyed, major roads cut off. Category 5 storm surge in feet is more than 19 feet. Hurricanes also cause storm surges. A storm surge is a wall of ocean water that is pushed onto shore, like this, right here. The storm surge are basically huge waves that get pulled onto land, making landfall. When the center of the storm moves over land, it is called a landfall. Meteorologists watch hurricane closely as it forms. This is a meteorologist. Hey, Mr. Meteorologist. Meteorologists are scientists who study weather. Hurricane watch is announced when there's a possibility of hurricane coming to an area within the next 2 days. Oh my God, what does that sound? That is a hurricane warning. Means a hurricane is expected within the next day and a half. Whoa! Tropical storm season! Whoa. The Atlantic Ocean hurricane season is June to December. North Pacific typhoon season, June to October. South Pacific cyclone season, January to March. North Indian cyclone season is June to November. Let's hurry down below before it starts again. Oh, phew. Now, tracking and predicting. To track and predict a hurricane, meteorologists use these tools: thermometer, anemometer, barometers, and rain gauge. What these do is a thermometer measures the temperature, an anemometer measures the wind speed, barometers measure its atmosphere pressure, and rain gauge measures how much rain falls. But the most important is the geostationary operational environmental satellites, or GOES, because GOES, GOES. Here is a picture of the geostationary operational environmental satellite. The group of satellites circled the Earth about 22,300 miles or 35,900 kilometers above the Earth's surface. They move at the same speed at the Earth spins. That means that each satellite stays above, fixed at a point on the Earth's surface. The satellites monitor a particular area because, as you can see, this area running around here can only see a particular spot because it moves the same speed that Earth does. Here is another picture of the geostationary operational environmental satellite. Let's move. Here are the most deadliest hurricanes according to history. The Great Hurricane in 1780. Death toll is over 20,000. Categories undetermined. The areas affected is the Caribbean and Barbados. Hurricane Mitch in 1998. Its death toll is over 19,325. Category 5 hurricane. Areas affected is Honduras, Swan Islands, Belize, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Nicaragua. Galveston hurricane in 1990. Its death toll is 1,900. And its death toll is 6,000 to 12,000. It's Category 4 hurricane. Areas affected: Gulf of Mexico, Cuba, United States, which is Texas. Galveston, Texas, right here. Here's the damage caused, and it's the deadliest natural disaster to impact the United States. Let's move on. Oh, it's making me cry. Let's hurry up and move on. Oh, okay. Hurricane hunters. Hurricane hunters are pilots which fly special airplanes into or around tropical cyclones to gather information or data. Work for the They work for the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, or the NOAA. The planes, here's one example of the planes. The planes fly at a height of 1,000 and 10,000 feet. Once they get the planes into the proper position, they drop an instrument called a drop sound, which measures wind speed, air pressure, and humidity. This is the eye wall of Hurricane Katrina, taken on August 28, 2005, by an NOAA-P3. Well, hurricane hunters. Hurricane safety. If a hurricane ever strikes in your place, please remember, 1, you need emergency supplies in a bag, like 1 gallon of water, which should last at least for 3 days, and some food, which will also last for canned food, which will also last for 3 days, can opener, dust mask, flashlight, and a radio, and wait patiently until it says all clear. Board up windows. If a hurricane comes, board up windows because you don't know what's going to happen. So you board up windows so it doesn't break. Stay away from floods. Okay, so floods are very dangerous, and floods can really cause major damage. And don't act like a superhero and try to save others. Be brave. Please stay inside. Stay inside during the storm. Why would you risk your life going outside? You can risk your life just by acting like a hero. So please stay inside during the storm and wait until the radio says all clear. Now, the last is very important. Make evacuation plans. Evacuation plans can help you evacuate when the government says evacuate. The only time you should go out of your house if your house gets damaged and go to your neighbor's house. The government highly recommends that. And if your house gets damaged, evacuate immediately if the government says evacuate. Thank you. Whoa. Whoa.